All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Picture this. You're just standing there in your kitchen, cutting board out, slicing into a totally normal, harmless-looking onion. You're just trying to prep for dinner, right? Absolutely nothing seems out of the ordinary. But then, bam! Out of nowhere, everything changes. Your eyes start to sting, you get this sharp, burning sensation, and literally within seconds, tears are just streaming down your face, like you've just watched the saddest movie ever made. We've all been there, right? Wiping our faces with the back of a sleeve, blinking like crazy to see straight. So, what is actually happening down there on the cutting board to cause such a wild physical reaction?
Well, the crazy truth is that the onion isn't actually out to get you. It's not trying to make you cry, it's just defending itself. Every single onion is essentially this living, completely booby-trapped chemical fortress. While it's hanging out peacefully underground, everything is locked away safe and sound, packed with these microscopic compounds. As long as it stays whole, absolutely nothing happens. But the exact second your knife slices through those crisp layers, you are unwittingly launching an all-out chemical attack.
And man, this defense mechanism builds incredibly fast. Think about this timeline. At 0 milliseconds, your knife slices the plant cells, breaking millions, literally millions of them open all at once. By just 10 milliseconds, enzymes that the onion carefully kept separated its whole life suddenly smash into sulfur-rich molecules. Fast forward to 50 milliseconds, and those chemicals react to form a super unstable compound. And by 100 milliseconds, which is just a tiny fraction of a single second, that unstable compound transforms into a weaponized invisible gas. Mind-blowing, right? So the actual chemical culprit forming in that blink of an eye is a compound called syn-propanethial-S-oxide. Yeah, I know, it's a massive mouthful. But the main thing you need to take away from this is that it's an invisible airborne sulfur-containing gas. It shoots right up from the chopped onion and drifts straight into the air. You can't see it, and honestly, at first you can't even smell most of it. But make no mistake, this is a seriously intimidating and highly effective airborne deterrent. And guess what? Your eyes detect that deterrent instantly. Let's break down your body's immediate counterattack. First, that invisible gas makes contact with the thin layer of moisture covering your eyes. Then the gas actually dissolves right into your tears, forming tiny amounts of highly irritating sulfur compounds. Your eyes instantly recognize these as dangerous, unwanted intruders. This triggers the next phase. Tiny nerve endings on the surface of your eyes sound this massive, screaming alarm. And finally, your tear glands leap into action, gearing up to flush the intruder right out. The message your brain is getting is loud and clear. Danger, wash this chemical away immediately. Your tear glands aren't just squeezing out a few extra drops to blink away a mild sting. No, they completely flood your eyes. The whole goal is to dilute those irritating chemicals before they can do any real damage. So this proves these aren't emotional tears at all. This is a highly specialized emergency cleaning system kicking into high gear. Let's zoom out for a second, though, and look at the evolutionary origins here. Like, why on earth did the onion develop this intense chemistry in the first place? Well, ironically enough, it never evolved this chemical weapon to bother human chefs. Not at all. Millions of years of protection were needed way, way before kitchens even existed. Onions grew underground, right? So they desperately needed a way to survive and protect themselves from hungry animals, foraging insects, and underground pests. Think about it. Without these chemicals, an onion is completely defenseless against a hungry animal. It doesn't have sharp claws, it doesn't have poisonous thorns, there's no hard shell. It would just be eaten instantly and wiped out. But with chemistry, nature perfectly compensated for that total lack of physical defenses. The exact second an animal bites into a raw onion, this irritating, explosive chemical reaction goes off right in their face and mouth. It makes the meal completely miserable, so animals quickly learn to avoid them altogether. It is such a smart, invisible deterrent. Which brings us to a pretty funny irony. Billions. Despite this absolutely brilliant, millions of years old weapon designed specifically to stop things from eating it, humans just pushed right past the defenses. We didn't just keep eating onions, we plant literally billions of them every single year. We've somehow taken this booby-trapped plant and made it one of the most widely grown vegetables on the entire planet, using them to add sweetness, flavor, and incredible aroma to dishes in almost every single culture around the globe. So how do we actually negotiate a truce with this hostile vegetable? Well, look at the difference between a raw onion and a cooked one. A raw onion is a fully armed chemical weapon, right? It's got active enzymes ready to induce tears the second it's bitten or cut. But cooking completely changes the game. Simple heat destroys the defensive enzymes that produce that irritating gas. Once it's cooked, the chemical reaction just totally stops. The onion's natural sugars begin to caramelize, turning it from a tear-inducing weapon into this rich, sweet flavor for our soups, curries, burgers, and pizzas. Now here are some practical takeaways, because let's face it, we do still have to chop them raw first. Scientists have actually figured out how you can win this chemical battle right in your own kitchen, using a few proven methods. First, try chilling the onion before you cut it. The cold temperature physically slows down all those chemical reactions. Second, use a super sharp knife to cleanly slice rather than crush the onion. That damages way fewer cells. Third, cut under good ventilation to blow that invisible gas away from your face. And lastly, get this, plant breeders are even developing brand new, low-tier onion varieties that you can grow or buy. The reality is, every single time you take a knife to a raw onion, you are breaking open hidden defenses and starting an invisible war. The onion naturally releases its sulfur-powered gas, and your eyes, which are perfectly evolved, trigger an emergency rinse. So the very next time you find yourself wiping away those tears, remember, it's actually your body's brilliant victory. Those tears mean you're successfully winning the fight and washing the danger away. Not bad at all for a humble vegetable hiding beneath the soil, and our own amazing human biology. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. What other secret chemical wars are hiding beneath the soil in your garden right now? The next time you're prepping vegetables for dinner, maybe look at them a little differently and just wonder what other incredible microscopic battles you might be triggering with a single slice of your knife.